Welcome to Le Stretch. This is the 5-minute morning stretch routine. My name is Charlie and I will be your trainer. Let's go ahead and get started with our first stretch position, the low lunge, starting with the right foot forward, left knee trailing behind. So if you'd like to take the stretch a little bit deeper into the actual outer edges of the hips, you can roll onto the outer edge of the right foot so that you'll be resting on the pinky toe. Otherwise, you should feel a nice stretch all throughout the left hip flexor and throughout the right hip. Make sure to keep the spine nice and long. You always want to have the crown of the head in line with the tailbone. And let's go ahead and take this same pose over onto the left side. So this time the right knee will be trailing behind, left foot is forward. Make sure that your left knee is right over your left ankle. Now if you'd like to take this more into the outer of the hip, maybe a little bit deeper on the inner thigh of the left side, you can roll up onto the outer edge of the left foot so that you're on the pinky toe side. Otherwise, spine stays nice and long, head and chest stay lifted, and nice, slow, controlled breaths. Now let's go ahead and slowly transition out of this pose. All you're going to do is drag or pull the left foot back, lift the chest up. So you want to make sure that the shoulders are right over the wrist and that you are coming into a back extension. So if this is too intense on your back, you can always come on down to your elbows, but you really want to open up the front side of the body. So peel open the chest by drawing the shoulder blades together. And then we're going to move into our next position, the frog pose. So this time you're going to keep the spine nice and long again. Chest is still upright, shoulders are still over the wrist. Taking both knees into a 90-degree bend, point the toes outward, and then you want to keep the knees in line with the hips. You should feel this all throughout the inner thighs. Now, if you want a little bit more movement or opening throughout this pose, all you can do is rock the hips forward and backward about an inch in both directions, moving it nice and slow. We'll move over onto the outer edges of the hip again. So we're moving into our pigeon pose on the left side. So right leg is going to stay trailing behind you. Left knee should go to the outer edge of the torso. Left foot should have a slight point in the toe, nothing too crazy. And then instead of walking yourself out, see if you can inhale, lift the chest up, and on the exhale, sink the hips down. Otherwise, when you're ready, we're going to take this same stretch over onto the right side. So pigeon pose on the right side. Right knee is on the outer edge of the torso. Left foot is behind you. Chest is up. You want to think about sinking the hips down, and there can be a slight point in the right foot. Now moving into our hamstrings, go ahead and come up into a standing position. You're going to come into a staggered forward fold, starting with the right foot forward. Both knees can be slightly bent, but you should feel a nice stretch all throughout the hamstrings. Go ahead and switch sides. So this time the left foot is forward, right foot is behind you. Now getting ready to move into a quad stretch, you're going to slide down onto the left side of the body using your left arm as kind of like a kickstand or an anchor, and then bending your left knee behind you. See if you can use your top arm, your right arm, to grab the left ankle, extending the right leg straight. So left knee is bent, right leg is straight, and then all you want to do is see if you can open up the left hip flexor. We're going to take that exact same stretch over onto the right side. So this time using the right arm as the kickstand, kicking the right foot behind you, taking the left arm and reaching for the right ankle. This is a quad stretch, but since we're elevating the top part of the body, you should feel a nice side body stretch. From there, you're going to just go ahead and come into a wide straddle. Make sure that both toes are pointed up. If the hamstrings are tight, you could always bend the knees. Otherwise, inhale, lengthen spine. And then as you exhale, you can either walk the hands out in front of you, or you can walk them to either side of the body. So either the right or left leg. And go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. Take the hands behind the hips and then pressing the soles of the feet together. See if you can fire up the glutes, lift the hips forward, and you should feel a great stretch all throughout the inner thighs and the hips. And Slowly bringing the hips back down to the ground. Let's go ahead and cross the right foot in front of the left foot. Go ahead and come into a forward fold. You can sway side to side, walking the hands either towards the right or the left, feeling different types of stretches based on where you place your torso. From there, you can go ahead and switch the crossing of the legs, moving through that position again. And from there, that is our 5-minute morning stretch.